Hello children, welcome to the session. Today we are going to deal about chapter sense organs part 1. So today we are going to deal about the first sense organ, eye. Eye is made up of three parts: outer sclera, inner choroid and more inner retina. First, outer sclera, which is thick, tough, fibrous, non-elastic and white in color. Sclera bulges out to form cornea. End of sclera connects the optic nerve. Second, choroid layer, which is in black in color, contains lot of blood vessels, encloses eye except the part of the pupil. You can see here children, this is the pupil, this is the iris. So the choroid layer encloses the entire eye except the pupil. So the surrounding area which is surrounded by the pupil is iris. Part formed from the choroid layer around the pupil is iris. Radial and circular muscles are present. Biconvex lens immediately behind the pupil is attached to ciliary muscles and suspensory ligaments. You can see here children, these are the lens. Now children, you can see clearly here, this is the outermost layer called as sclera, second layer that is choroid and the third layer that is retina. You can see here children, the sclera is bulging out to form the cornea. Then the choroid layer is forming the entire eye except the pupil. You can see here children, there are radial and suspensory ligaments. This is the iris and this is the lens. Now children, the lens divides the anterior and the posterior part of the eye. The anterior chamber contains aqueous humor. This is the vitreous chamber, contains vitreous humor. This is the optic nerve and this is the fovea children. So the retina, they have light sensitive cells called as photoreceptors. Photo means children light, receptor means children which receives, which absorbs the light energy and responds by creating nerve impulses. Now children, retina have two types of photoreceptors, mainly those are rods and cones. Rods detect low intensities of light at night. Cones detect the light waves such as blue, red and yellow. So children, let's see the structure of eye. This is the structure of eye. The outermost layer is called as sclera. Now children, the sclera is bulging out to form the cornea. Now this is the secondmost layer called as choroid. Children, we can see here the sclera which is thick, tough, white in color, non-elastic, right? Now this is the choroid layer which is black in color. Children, as I told you, the choroid layer encloses the total part of the eye except the pupil. This is the pupil children and surrounding the pupil is iris, right? Now children, this is retina. You can see the blood vessels and this is the optic nerve. Children, you can see here the yellow spot which is called as fovea, that is the area of best vision. Now this is the blind spot, the area of no vision. Now this is the vitreous humor. Now you can clearly see children, this is the optic nerve. Optic nerve do not carry any light but only the nerve impulses which carry the message to the brain. Now children, you can see how a normal eye focuses the light. Now the light wave passes through the cornea, then the lens to the retina. This is the retina. This is the focus point is on the retina. Images are very clear. Now children, let's see how a normal eye focuses the light. Now a light wave is passing through the normal cornea, then the lens, then it is coming over the retina which is focus point where the images are very clear, right? Now children, let's see the structure of eye. Now this is the outermost layer and it is bulging out to form the cornea, right children? Then we have this pupil surrounded by the iris. These are the suspensory ligaments, ciliary muscles and the radial muscles. This is the lens children. As I told you, the lens divides the aqueous chamber and the vitreous chamber. You can clearly see children here, there are a lot of blood vessels, right? Children, we have lacrimal glands in the eye which produces tears. When dust particles enters the eye, it will clear out by the lacrimal glands by producing the tears. These are the ciliary body children. Why ciliary ligaments and suspensory ligaments are present in the lens? To focus. Let's discuss in this session. Children, the functioning of eye, you can see the image which is coming out through, which is passing through the cornea, through the lens. You can see the image is inverted. Why is that image inverted? Let's see in the form of activity. Children, you can see the picture of the baby, right? Now, when we see through the light, the picture of the baby seems to be like this. When it passes through the lens, now when it goes to the retina, the image is inverted. So, the images which we see are inverted in the retina. Now, when it passes through the brain, through the optic nerve, children, as I told you, optic nerve do not carry any light. It only carry the nerve impulses from the eye. Now, the image is again processed straight. You can see, children, compare. The baby is straight over here, inverted in the retina, then focused on the brain, which is processed and straight, right? This is the functioning of the eye, children. How humans see. Now, children, take a closer look. We have a red apple which is very tempting. So, the light waves which carry the objects falls on the cornea, then to the lens, then to the retina. Here, the image is inverted, right? In water, you can see the image of the fish. It goes through the lens, and so the internal lens, the lens inside the eye retracts the light further and then focuses it to help creates the sharp image on the retina. This is the difference between the land and the water. Now, children, with the help of digital camera, I want to show you how we zoom in and focus. This is the zoom and this is the focus. Zoom, focus. So, we zoom in the object we want to see and focus on the object. Let's see in the other activity, children. Now, children, focus on the flowers. I am looking blur. Now, focus on me. The flowers are looking blur, right? Now, let's see. Children, keep a finger to a distance, right? Now, focus on the finger, children. Now, I can clearly see the finger. Now, the rest part is very blur. Now, focus on the other part. You can see the blur thing. Now, see me also. See, my hand. Focus on my hand. I am looking blur. Now, focus on me. My hand is looking blur. This is how the eye focuses and points out the object we want to see. Cells and tissues of the eye. This is the retina, children. As I told you, retina has photoreceptors. Photo means light. Receptor means sensitive cells. We know that retina has rods and cones. Let's see the detailed structure of retina. So, this is the fovea, which is the best vision. Right, children? This is the capillary, bipolar cells. These are the photoreceptors, and this is the pigment epithelium. Now, children, you can see clearly here. This is the pigment epithelium. These are the photoreceptors, the rods and the cones. So, the rods which transmission of rod signals, transmission of cone signals. As I told you, children, rods focuses in the dim light at the night, and the cones will focus on the colors as in blue, green and red. Now, these are the horizontal cell, amacrine cell, ganglion cell, which is to the optic nerve. So, all these nerve fibers connect to the optic nerve. Now, what does the optic nerve do, children? Yes, it do not carry any light, but it carries the nerve impulses to the brain. Now, children, here clearly see these are the rods and these are the cones. Rods detect the intensity of the light in the night. Cones, which will detect the colors. Rods, outer segment, inner segment. This is the cell body which has nucleus. Cone, this is the stalk, mitochondria, nucleus, synaptic vesicles. Why do they need synaptic vesicles, children? Yes, to carry the nerve impulses. And why do they need mitochondria? Obviously, to perform the work, that is, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It will carry the ATP, which will give the energy, right? This is the retina, children. This is the pigment epithelium, right? So, these are the connecting stalks, these are the rods and these are the cones. This is the nucleus, discs, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, and this is the cone. This is the cone and these are the rods, bipolar cell and the ganglionic cell. So, when the light focuses, the ganglionic cell are activated, bipolar cells are activated. When it is color, the cones are activated. When it is light, the rods are activated. As I told you, children, the rods focuses on the intensity of the light during the night. Children, let's see the detailed structure of rod cell. Membrane shells lined with rhodopsin. Children, rods contain a pigment called as rhodopsin. This is the outer segment, mitochondria, inner segment, outer limiting membrane. This is the nucleus and the synaptic body. Children, remember, rods contain what pigment? Yes, rhodopsin. These are the Cone cells, children, this is the outer pigment, inner pigment, nucleus, the same mitochondria, and these are the synaptic vesicles. Now, what is the function of the cone? As I told you, the colors which we see, children, red, green and the blue, these are the colors which we are able to see with the help of cone cells which are in the retina. So, the photoreceptor cells found in retina allows for the vision to be in color, best used in daylight vision. That's the reason, children, you are advised to go to shopping during the daylight, because in the tube light the colors may appear differently. Now, how the eye sees color? The eye sees color using cells called as cones in the retina of the eye. If these cones aren't there, they don't work properly or correctly, you see colors differently. This is the structure of eye, children. This is the cornea, this is the lens, and this is the iris. When the light enters through the pupil, it will focus more on the rods and cones. These are the cones, children. Cone, green color, red color and the blue color. This is the rods. Now, children, this is your left part of your body. Right, left, right. So, the left eye, the right eye. You can see here, children, I have made a perforation here. This is the blind spot. Each eye contains a blind spot. We are all blind at one particular point where the optic nerve leaves. Now, if we can't see the image, what would have happened? So, what happens is, when these two eyes combine and carry the nerve impulse, a complete image is formed. That means, children, blind spot is present over here and the blind spot is over here. When the two eye registers, one fails to this left eye and the right eye has the blind spot. So, it will come as one image, forming a one complete image filling the blind spot. So, children, this is the iris. As I told you, the choroid layer forms the entire part of the eye except the pupil. So, the area around the pupil is called as iris. Iris is of different color. Somebody have cat eye, brown eye, blue eyes. Right, children? You can see here blue eyes, this is cat eye, green color, brown color. In the Aadhaar card, we are supposed to take the eye picture. Why? Because eye has a iris. So, iris is the fingerprint of the individual. As we have fingerprints on our hands, the same way iris has the fingerprints of individual which are unique. This is the small sized hole and this is the big sized hole. Assume this has the pupil, this has the pupil. So, this is the pupil constriction, this is the pupil dilation, this is big, this is small. I'll tell you, when does the pupil is small? When we are in the bright light, the pupil is small. It allows only little amount of light to get inside the eye. So, when we are in dark room, the pupil dilates because it has to make place to enter the light more. Right? Pupil. So, children, the pupil constriction, dilation, constriction, dilation. When does the pupil constrict? When does the pupil dilate? We have seen in the activity. Now, children, you can see the pupil constriction. This is the pupil dilation. So, these are the eye and illusions, children. So, are these lines straight or not? Yes, these are straight. But our eye creates an false image telling that these are curved. Now, which one is having bigger circle in the center? This or this? Both are in the same circle, but both are in the same. So, when we focus on the center point, both look different because this is surrounded by the small dots and this is surrounded by the bigger dots. So, we create an impression that this is small and this is big. No, both are in the same size. Why do the dots appear grey painted at the intersection of the grid? Children, when you focus here, this is white in color and these are in the ash color. Now, which line is smaller? This one or this one? So, diseases and defects of the eye. Children, this is the focal plane where the light forms an image in the retina. Now, this is the far-sightedness. So, when the light falls behind the retina, it is far-sightedness. So, when we focus on the retina, as I told you, at the back of the retina, this is the focus point of the retina, this is the correct vision. When the light focuses behind the retina, that is far-sightedness. Now, this is near-sightedness. The light is focusing in the front of the retina. Night blindness. Children, this is the normal vision, this is the night blindness vision. Zero ophthalmia, zero, dry, ophthalmia, dryness of cornea occurs due to the deficiency of vitamin A. Glaucoma, it occurs when a pressure builds up in the eye. So there is a change in the optic nerve. As I told you children, the optic nerve carries the nerve impulses to the brain, which is processed to see the image. This is the glaucoma children. This is the cataract. A cloudy layer is formed around the pupil. If it is forming around the pupil children, there is no protrusion of the light to the eye. Color blindness, normal color vision. Children, this is purple, blue, green, yellow, mustard, red, orange and pink. Green blindness, deuteranopia, that is there is no green color seen here. Now blue blindness, blue color cannot be seen. Red blindness, red color cannot be seen. So types of color blindness, deuteranomaly is the most common type of red-green color blindness. It makes green look more like red. Protonomaly makes red look more green and less bright. Protanopia and deuteranopia both make you unable to see the difference between red and green at all. So taking care of eyes, these are the guidelines which you have to follow children. Let's see the checklist. Do you wash eyes with fresh water at least thrice or 4 times a day? Say yes or no. Keep the distance between the book and the eyes about 25 centimeters while reading. I have observed many children keeping the book very near to the eye, which is very bad. Right children? It has to be at least 25 centimeters away from your eyes. Now, don't get continuous stress and strain to the eyes. Stop the work for some time whenever your eyes feel stressed. Eat food materials like green leafy vegetables, carrots, etc. rich in vitamin A. So you have to work under good lighting. Do not rub your eyes if anything falls in them. Just wash the eyes immediately. Then remove the dust in eye by using tongue, ring, blowing air, etc. Consult the eye specialist immediately whenever you face any vision related problems. Avoid to see lightning, gas welding sparks, eclipse. So children, let's see the structure of ear. Now children, this is the external ear, which is very flexible, right? I have put an earring. This is the ear lobe, which is flexible. This is made up of cartilage, right? Now this is the structure of ear children. This is pinna. This is pinna. Now this is the ear canal. From the ear canal, it leads to the ear drum. So this is the external ear. So the ear is divided into 3 parts: external ear, middle ear and the internal ear. So the external ear is consisting of pinna, which is leading into the canal called as ear canal. Now in the ear canal we have ceruminous glands and sebaceous glands. Ceruminous glands produce wax, sebaceous gland produce oil. Why do they need in this things? Because children, to prevent the entry of dust particles which can be harmful to the eardrum. So it produces wax. So with the help of cotton, slowly remove the wax. Be very careful because there is an eardrum. Do not pierce in deeply. Now the ear canal is leading to the eardrum. Till here we have ear, external ear. Now this is the middle ear, malleus, incus, stapes. 3 bones, malleus, incus, stapes. Now this is stapes is connecting to the internal ear, inner ear. This contains 3 semicircular canals and this is the spirally structure called as cochlea. Now children, I want to show the middle ear. So children, this is the malleus, incus, stapes. Malleus, incus, stapes. Malleus, hammer shape, incus, anvil shape, stapes, stirrup. Now children, stapes is the smallest bone of our body. Now children, this is the internal ear, that is inner ear. We can see 3 semicircular canals. Now children, this stapes opens into the internal ear through the oval window, then to the round window. So semicircular canals are 3 and this is the spirally structure called as cochlea. Now children, I want to go deep inside this inner ear. Now what does the malleus, incus, stapes do? Now children, you can clearly see I can happily moving my hands in the air very freely. In water you cannot move your hands freely. Why? Because there is a pressure build up in the water. That's the reason you can't move your hands and legs so freely. Now, what is the reason behind it? Why is that I am telling you this? Because the sound waves which are traveling through the air are entering the inner ear. Now, the middle ear is amplifying the sound. Amplifying means the frequency is more. The malleus incus stapes vibrate the sounds more. Now, the inner ear consists of the membranous labyrinth, that is liquid. So, the sound waves travel very slow in the liquid. So, the middle ear will amplify the sound 20 times more to reach the inner ear. Now, children, see this FMC, force, magnetic field, current, in the magnetic chapter. Now, the same way, 3 semicircular canals. This is the superior semicircular canal. This is the lateral semicircular canal. This is the posterior semicircular canal. Superior semicircular canal. These semicircular canals help us to maintain the equilibrium and the posture of the body. How is that possible? We all know that in all these years, we all know that only our hands and legs are able to balance our body. Now, children, the ear plays a major role in equilibrium and posture of the body. How is that? As I told you, the semicircular canals are 3. Superior semicircular canal, lateral semicircular canal, and the posterior semicircular canal. Superior, up. When you move your head up, down, the superior semicircular canals convey the message to the brain, that is, it is yes. Now, the lateral semicircular canal, when you move your head to side, that is no, no. So, this will convey the message to the brain. Now, the posterior semicircular canals, when you are tilting, when you are falling down, this posterior semicircular canal will convey the information to the brain that you are tilting. We have seen in the cricket, children, when the batsman gave a 6, the fielder is about to catch and make the wicket of the batsman. Now, when he catches the ball, when he is about to fall, what he does? He balances himself. Who does? Who gives the information to that body and the brain? Because the posterior semicircular canals feels that the body is tilting. So, it gives message to the hands and legs to balance the body. So, these are the 3 semicircular canals, children, which are helping us to maintain the equilibrium and posture of the body. So, up, down, side and the tilting. Right, children? So, this is the anatomy of the ear, children. Pinna. This is the ear canal. As I told you, this contains ceruminous glands and sebaceous glands. Ceruminous glands produce wax and sebaceous gland produce oil. This is the eardrum. Now, the sound waves strike the ear pinna, travel through the ear canal, strikes to the tympanum, that is eardrum. Now, from here, the malleus incus stapes also vibrate. As I told you, what does the malleus incus stapes do? They will amplify the sound vibrations 20 times more than we hear. Why is that? As I told you, the inner ear is made up of liquid membranous labyrinth. That's the reason, children. External ear. This is the pinna, children. External ear. This is the earlobe. Pinna contains. So, pinna will lead to a canal called as ear canal, which contain ceruminous glands, wax producing, sebaceous glands, oil producing. Now, the pinna leads to the auditory meatus, that is ear canal, to the tympanum, that is ear drum. So, now the ear drum will connect between the external ear and the middle ear. So, this is the middle ear, children. The malleus, incus and stapes, these are the ear ossicles. So, this is the pinna, ear canal and the eardrum. Amplify the vibration received on the tympanum membrane. So, this is the eardrum, children. This is the malleus, incus and the stapes. So, it connects to the oval window, then connects to the round window, then to the inner ear. Now, the internal ear, it is made up of bony labyrinth enclosed in the membranous labyrinth. These are the 3 semicircular canals, children, and this is the cochlea. So, the internal ear consists of bony labyrinth enclosing the membranous labyrinth. Membranous labyrinth, vestibule, 3 semicircular canals and the cochlea. Now, the vestibule is again divided into anterior, posterior. Anterior is sulcus, posterior utriculus. The nerve fibers from them form vestibular nerve. Semicircular canals are connected to the vestibule, forming the vestibular apparatus. As I told you, children, they will maintain the equilibrium and the posture of the body, which will balance the body. So, these are the superior semicircular canals. So it is filled with the endolymph. Endolymph. So this is the utricle, this is the saccule, and this is the cochlea. Now children, I want to show you one thing. So when you are on giant wheel or swinging, so what happens? You feel that you are giddy and you feel that you are still rotating in the giant wheel. What is happening there? As I told you, the superior, lateral and the posterior semicircular canals are filled with the endolymph. So they have liquid. So when you move your head, the liquid will rotate. Still it will rotate when you get down of the giant wheel. This will give message to the brain that you are still in the giant wheel. That's the reason you feel dizzy. You can see children, the person is steady over here. This is the vestibular nerve, the hair cells, the supporting cells, the ollets, the oolitic membrane. So when you bend down to the gravitational force, the hair cells also bend. So the oolitic membranes also sags. Semicircular canals, when you are steady. So this is scapula, endolymph, hair cells, supporting cells, sensory nerve fibers. Now when you are swinging children, so this hair cells also are swinging. That's the reason when you stop also, the semicircular canals contain the fluid, that is endolymph also swings even after you stop also. That's the reason you feel very dizzy. Cochlea. Spiral shaped structure, scala vestibuli, scala media, scala tympanum. Now children, the scala vestibuli and the scala tympanum are filled with the perilymph. The scala media is filled with the endolymph. So this is the cochlea children, this is the round window, this is the oval window. As I told you children, the middle ear connects to the inner ear by the stapes through the oval window. So this is the holotrema, organ of Corti, scala vestibuli, scala media, scala tympanum. So the cochlea plays a major role in hearing and carrying the nerve impulses to the brain. How does it do? Let's see. Scala vestibuli and the scala media is separated by a vestibular membrane. Now the scala media and the scala tympanum are separated by basilar membrane. Children, this is scala vestibuli, scala media, scala tympani. So the scala vestibuli is filled with the perilymph, scala tympanum with the perilymph, and the scala media with the endolymph. This is the basilar membrane. So this is the scala media children. You can see the outer hair cells, the basilar membrane, the tunnel of Corti, the inner hair cells and the auditory neurons. So when the sound waves enter the ear canal, the tympanic membrane vibrates, passes the information, that is sound wave, to the malleus, then it will slides to the incus, then to the stapes. Now the stapes will open into the inner ear with the help of oval window, then opening to the round window. Now the information is passed to the cochlea. So these are the vestibular membrane, tectoral membrane, basilar membrane, which is the part of the scala media, and this is the cochlear nerve. Children, you can clearly see there is each nerve which is coming out of the hair cell, which is carrying the information. So children, when the sound waves vibrate, these hair cells also vibrate. So hearing and auditory sensation, this is the ear, that is pinna, which is entering to the ear canal, to the eardrum, then to the malleus, incus, stapes. As I told you children, the middle ear ossicles will magnify the vibrations, that is amplify. So magnify the intensity of sound vibrations, which is opening to the oval window towards the cochlea, to the basilar membrane, then organ of Corti, then to the auditory nerve. Our sound waves are being carried to the brain and processed. That's the reason we turn our head, that feeling that somebody is calling, right? To collect and transform vibrations produced by sound to nerve impulses to be carried out to the brain for processing, to maintain balance or equilibrium. Ear diseases. Common ear diseases, formation of pus, infection of eardrum may be caused by bacterial and fungal infections. What we have learnt? The lacrimal glands secrete lubricant for the eye, aiding in movement of the eye. Retina contains rods and cones. The blind spot is the area of no vision. Fovea is the area of best vision. So our ear has three main parts: external, middle and internal ear. Improve your learning. State the differences between two: rods and cones, iris and pupil, pinna and tympanum. Describe the structure of eye and ear with the help of neat label diagram. For better understanding of the concept, solve the worksheet. Please visit the official website of SCRT. So children, all these activities have enlightened you the structure of eye and ear. Thank you.